Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's Sam from the Soul of Stella with another pick a card here for you today. I just want to take a moment and thank everyone who has subscribed and joined the community. I am going to be pumping out a lot more videos just because my schedule has changed and I have the flexibility, and I'm really enjoying doing a lot of different readings. I know everyone loves the love readings, but let me know in the comments below if you have any ideas on any video at all, what you want to know about, because that definitely helps me. I am doing one that is close to my heart, being a creative person myself. Today we've got how to unblock your creativity. So we're going to deep dive into where is the blockage, why are you blocked, how to get over the funk or get out of the funk. What else are we going to talk about? Extra inspo, where you might find inspiration. All sorts of things are going to come up. I just know it. And we're going to end with some encouraging advice as well. So whether you are a painter, a drawer, a photographer, a videographer, a TikToker, a teacher, a dancer, we're going to dive into where your creativity needs to spark back up and where you can find that inspiration from. I'm using Rainbow Angel Aura Quartz today. Very creative, man-made or man added to kind of quartz there. This is pile 1, this is pile 2, this is pile 3. Please take a moment, use your intuition to pick your pile. The timestamps are below in the description box. Click on your timestamp and let's get into it. Hello pile 1, I have pre-shuffled. This is your pile. The Rainbow Angel Aura Quartz is already giving me a lot of inspiration here. I'm also wearing a lot of this color at the moment, the purpley kind of tones anyway. I've pre-shuffled some cards, so let's start with these and just get some general overview info. Where are you blocked creatively? We've got transits, climate, and this is card 55. Ooh, give me, and look at all the rainbow colors in that. Interesting. I've got the blinds closed just a little bit because it's absolutely boiling hot here at the moment. But this is giving off some like subtle heat. This is like some pastel colors going on here, but it's a rainbow. It's a pastel rainbow. So very interesting transitional time for you. And the 5s are about change. They can be about instability as well. And conflict. If we look at the 5th house though, it is self-expression, passion, creativity, fun, pleasure. So it's all those things. It's definitely a creative house. And wow! And then we have card 33, South Node, past. Okay, what are you holding on to, or what are you nostalgic about? 2 angel numbers right there, straight off the bat, 55 and 35. The 3s are all about expression. They're about collaboration, like group work and growth, right? But possibly growing like by looking from the past or learning from the past with this North Node like pin in that direction. The 3rd house is about communication and perception, curiosity, early learning, like transportation, technology, even siblings, okay? Interesting. All right, we've got chair filled. Someone new is entering your life. This feels like a mystery person too, potentially someone you wouldn't see coming. I just heard wouldn't see coming. Are you meeting them at a dinner party? There's something about a chair. Are you sitting next to them at it almost looks like a lecture, because you know this person seems to be facing something other than you or someone other than you. Tiger, doing something risky, taking a chance. Kind of like a Leo Fool energy there though. Yoke, feeling tied down or frustrated. Is that something to do with the past? It's like you're moving out. If I swap these around, it's like you're moving out of that past energy and transitioning into this more expanded energy where you're like, okay, I'm going to take a leap of faith here. I'm going to uncoil from the past and let this new person like breathe life into you in a way. Photograph, you may be a photographer, looking at your photos, missing you, nostalgia, making new memories. Is someone pining for you and therefore keeping you trapped in some way? It also feels like it possibly, I mean, the 3rd house we did say can talk about siblings. It can feel like family, like you're, like this is like a little fetal position here. Almost like you're being reborn. by disconnecting in some way. But I feel like it's just a like a cycle, okay? Because you've got all these circles on these cards here. It does feel like something's just, you know, just bubbling along, and it's transitioning as it should. You know, it feels quite right and it feels quite smooth. There's no sharp edges to this. The only sharp edge is the point that actually points to the past, right? The like protractor looking thing here, the compass looking thing here, the compass point. This is also giving me like you're coming, almost like a coming of age in your creativity. It's almost like you're coming into the world, like an announcement into the world, or you're with this like bubble birthing kind of energy that I get from this. You could be moving like complete countries. You're moving to another part of the world, and you may be nostalgic for home, and that's what might be like keeping your creativity a little bit, or distracting you from your creativity. Healing heart, healing from heartbreak, freedom from toxic relationship or addiction. Yeah, did you I mean, it's a very specific message, but did you like bolt? I just heard bolt, right? Did you run away from something, but a broken heart? You thought, okay, I'm going to move country. I'm going to get as far away from this issue as I possibly can. Don't know. That just popped up. But I feel like whatever you're doing, you are taking some new photographs, and you will be taking some new memories, making some new memories. It's time to replace these old memories and that nostalgia. And I think that from this healing heart, I mean, the little girl on this is like mending the heart. She's actually stitching it together. Some of you might be cross stitches, or like use thread in your medium of some kind. But also the yoke, I know it looks like a bit, you know, it kind of looks like a horse thing. I don't know anything about horses, by the way, so excuse me if that's not for horses, but it does feel like some part of like a carriage. But a yoke is also like a join in a piece of fabric, like a piece of clothing to like bring it in tighter. So there could be like, you may work with fabric, you may work with textiles. I really feel that you're experiencing different cultures in the world here as well. All right, where is this blockage? Where is this blockage for pile number one? Where is their creative block? Let's name it. Where is it coming from? What is blocking it? Where is this blockage? The Tower. Yeah, something dramatic has really happened here. I feel you've either moved away from something that was crumbling in terms of a relationship, or you've packed up and physically moved away from a house that you used to live in. Possibly both, like if you were sharing a home with someone else. But this was a sudden upheaval. This was like a sudden epiphany. Yeah, we got that. All right. Why is pile number one blocked? Why are they blocked by this situation? Why is pile number one blocked by this situation? Judgment. Do you fear that you're moving on too soon, or you fear that there's something about fear with that Judgment? You've definitely had an epiphany. You've had a wake-up call with these two like major arcanas right next to each other. This is like some kind of reckoning that you've had. It's realizing that your life purpose is bigger and it's beyond what this situation in the past was. And there, the King of Pentacles really talks about like practical leadership, and I feel like you've had to like lead yourself first, and you're focusing now on your coin. You're focusing now on the business of your creativity, maybe turning, if you haven't already made a business out of your creative pursuits. I feel that you are, and now you're having the space and time to be able to do that. There's something about space though. It's like moving into a new space, or finding a space, or you might really be drawn to like extraterrestrial stuff. There's just like, or not so much extraterrestrial, but like other dimensions. I'm hearing like other worlds. Okay, so whether you've moved somewhere else in the world, or you're very curious about other cultures, or you're actually looking into like quantum physics and parallel universes and things like that. But I do feel that you're leading yourself first with this. You've actually found safety in the practicality of things. So you may be actually getting too bogged down with that, even though you're distracted obviously with a broken heart here, and this sudden upheaval, and there's a lot going on with that. I do actually feel that you could be coming too practical and too like in your head, or analytical, you know, analysis paralysis is coming up there. But it's a good sign because you're becoming abundant for yourself and by yourself. And you're becoming reliable to yourself. You're your own provider, and possibly like making quite a bit of money, or you have the potential, now that you've stepped into this King of Pentacles energy, right? You have the potential to make a lot of money with your craft. Yeah, wow, we've got the Magician on the bottom of the deck. Yeah, you can manifest anything you want from this point. This is a whole new fresh page, a whole new fresh book for you. This is about focused creativity with all these different mediums. You know, the Magician is known to have a wand and a sword and a cup and, what am I missing? A pentacle. Like, the Magician has everything they need, all the tools of the tarot. And so you can really like play with your mediums at the moment. You can turn your vision into reality very quickly. Your manifestations feel like they're coming quickly. You're resourceful. Yeah. And this is this leap of faith. This is doing something risky and taking a chance. You're betting on yourself here. And the King of Swords at the bottom is mental clarity, intellectual power, truth. Just being quite strict. So again, that does feel like you're perhaps getting in your head a little bit there. All right, how does pile number one, let's go to this deck actually. How is pile number one going to get out of this funk, please, Spirit? Desire. Yeah, it does play a part with these two. These can marry, right? And judgment as well. It's giving yourself absolution, I feel. And the self-evaluation of like, I know that I don't agree with like the tortured artist rhetoric, but we can alchemize. And this is a big thing that I talk about with my creativity is I want to alchemize my life. I want to alchemize any pain into something pleasurable and into something beautiful. Okay. And I do feel this with you as well. This perhaps tapping into your shadow self of the pain is actually helping you to ground yourself in the present. And then through grounded manifestation, because, you know, it felt like upheaval and transit with this move or this separation, now you're grounding yourself in what's important to you, and you're grounding yourself in desire. And there we have the three again, right? This third house of perception and curiosity. Those are the two elements of the third house that are really standing out to me here, is perception and curiosity. The ability to see something through different eyes, through fresh eyes. And that's saying where if you look at something different, when you look at something with, wait, I don't know what it is. When I'm channeling, I can't actually make sense of the most basic things. But how you look at things will change when you change how you look at them, right? How you think about them. But I'm also getting like what you think about you will bring about. You're very, very powerful right now. And so Spirit is really saying like tap into all your craziest, wildest desires. And there's something about this cos lettuce. It's crispy, right? It's fresh. It's the best kind of lettuce in my opinion, because like it has that crunch to it. It's never soggy when I get it anyway. Like it's never soggy. It's always like, it's got a good root, and then it's like flowy with the leaves. And there's just something really nourishing about this kind of lettuce. This is really asking you to like even do some rituals that can help you to flourish, and rituals that will help you tap into your desires. With this Cancer energy as well, it's really talking about your emotions. Tap into your emotions, use rituals to then alchemize those emotions into anything you desire, okay? Into art that makes you happy. This is not about pleasing anyone else anymore. I actually have these quotes on the back. Love is the flower of life and blossoms unexpectedly and without law. and must be plucked where it is found and enjoyed for the brief hour of its duration. It's appreciating the small things, and it's appreciating the things that are appearing for us and disappearing for us. Like everything is divinely guided, and we're like, wow, there's marveling at the wonder of the universe right now for you. That is beautiful. And there are secrets and illusions. There are things hidden with this moon energy down here. And I do feel like that's part of you investigating your shadow self and the shadow period that was in the past. And actually like tapping into your calling through this investigation and through this manifestation and through this grounding and a lot of grounding rituals. You are finding what is super important to you and you are following that. I just feel like you bolting. There's that bolting energy again. Just something like really moving quite quickly and just like taking off like a rocket. And that's, you know, tapping into that space energy again. Let's get some... Where will they find their inspiration and advice? Guidance. I'm going to get 2 of these cards, and then I've got these funny little cards. I won't say funny little, but they're very quirky art cards. Wow. What creative advice have you got for pile number 1 here, Spirit? Thanks. You'll see what I mean when I read these out. They're great. Okay, so we've got intuition and guidance. Each person's road to the inner Lord is extraordinary and personal. Extraordinary and personal. How liberating to listen inside and sense moment to moment what's needed. Yeah, listening inside, doing a deep dive. Tapping into your heart and your heart chakra and your heart space. This healing heart that you're stitching together is actually giving you so much awareness. Could be starseed energy, and that might be the reflection of the extraterrestrial kind of thing that I was picking up. But for you, a starseed, potentially, and don't take this if it doesn't resonate, has to go through certain things, or he's kind of like blueprinted and contractually before you even arrived and incarnated here. It's like you were meant to have a lot of different, let's call them karmic relationships, to learn what you needed to learn to heal yourself and to heal humanity, and actually to have an awakening to create. And that it could be a double mission, you know, you're creating something that heals yourself and heals the universe. And I say universe because it's far bigger than the world. There's just something that's just so expansive, out of this world about this situation. And maybe you create art that is very like that, whether it's photography, or you're meeting someone who really like expands your mind here. Your creativity also could have to do with cooking, and I know that's a strange thing to pick up from this heart, but it feels homely. And the Cancer energy was giving me home vibes as well. So you could be a chef or a cook, or you might create sauces or something like that. There's just something very nourishing about what you're doing, and that nourishment that I was getting, this is a fresh idea. Like, it's almost like all ideas aren't original anymore, but this is just like, it's almost unseen. Guidance, and this is a ship with like blue flowers and a butterfly. When you make divine intelligence your foundation, you finally have a fixed star to follow. Absolutely, right? Now you're stabilizing this tower that was unstable. You're now turning the compass around to face your true north and your North Star. And that guidance is going to like put wind under your sails, and just you're taking off. You'll be able to sail across every wave. And again, it gives me across oceans, like somewhere else in the world. So please take that how it resonates. But there's your Northern Star. Like, look to your Northern Star. It's inside of you, actually, with that awareness of your third eye. But it's actually your third eye coming from your heart chakra. Okay, so it's really opening up that love, relationships, self-acceptance, and alchemizing that pain. And you're going to be guided on this journey. And I feel like you're going to know exactly what to do with it. Okay, this is willpower, but it's also huge inspiration. It's protective of you as well, this energy. And by building this, you're going to protect yourself even more. All right, let's finalize this with some encouraging abstract advice. Okay, collect colors. Pick a color that you like from every piece of art that you pass by. I feel like your world is going to like become alive in Technicolor. Like this pastel energy, it's just a phase. It's actually going to just like be electrified. Find a person that looks interesting and say to him or her, let's talk about art. I love these cards so freaking much. All right, I hope this resonated, pile number 1. Good luck to you. It feels very exciting and expansive here. Don't forget the 33 and the 55. If you're seeing those number synchronicities everywhere, like you know exactly where you're going. You're turning that compass around. This is a period of change, but embrace it and alchemize it. Love you guys. I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Pile number 2. Welcome to your reading. We have another piece of Rainbow Angel Aura Quartz there. I feel like that's expansive energy for you. I feel like it's connecting you to a higher realm, okay? All right, I've got a couple of cards here that I have pre-shuffled. Let's get into it. This is what is blocking your creativity. If you didn't watch my intro or read the title of the video, welcome. Now you know what you're in for. All right, wow, this is a gorgeous card. 10th house, authority, 48. Okay, who is like, I just heard like squashing you. You're trying to like walk up this mountain and someone's like, it's almost like they're flicking you off, you know, but it just feels like a giant, like, so potentially a lot of authority trying to crush your dream here and crush your adventurous spirit. We have wedding rings, union, wedding, married, soul connection, eternal love, everlasting promise, and clock, need time, takes time, in time, cycles to heal time, and progress. Are you working to deadlines? Authority and wedding rings. Is there a marriage that is taking like the first seat at the moment? We'll clarify that. That's not a strong message, but it does feel like you're under a lot of pressure. And this is why you're remaining at the base, like at the foothills of you know, the peaks of creativity, because it just feels like you can't even get started. Like, let me just get on my trail, you know? All right, goldfish, increase in material wealth or spiritual growth. Yes, that's what I was getting there. Fox, shrewdness and resourcefulness, especially in business. We all need a bit of that. And I think you might be like fighting back. Like there's a bit of anarchy in a polite way, respectfully. But I do feel like you're going to have to like fight the system with the system in a sense. Barrel, you feel something is lacking in your life, perhaps love, money, or goals. That's why you're here. Wheel, indecisiveness, allowing your life to ramble aimlessly. That wheel looks like it could fall apart at any moment as well. But I feel like you've got a lot of junk like coming down this mountain at you, because you've got the barrel and the wheel, and it's like things just, as I said, like flicking you off the mountain, pushing you down, shoving you off. And I think you have to be a bit more stealth mode about how to get up this mountain. Bat, take care. Enemies are working against you. Enemies are working against you. I feel like the clock is an enemy. This time pressure is an enemy. And in a sense, this authority figure or authority, it feels like a institution is kind of against you. And when I say institution, that does make me feel like the institution of marriage. However, I do feel like there's something about this wedding card that feels like it's undone. Something is coming undone, or that it needs to be tied together. It's like those ribbons are a bit too loose and they need to be tied together. I'm also getting hand fasting. I don't know how they hold their hands, but that's like an old school like marriage. I mean, they probably still do it in certain parts of the world, but it's like a marriage ritual. This could also be a commitment to something, right? This could be that you've this could be the ball and chain. And you know how people say that, like the old ball and chain about their spouse? This could actually be a commitment to an authority or institution that you can't actually take action against, or you think you can't. With this 10th house, right, it is about career, ambition, social status, reputation, power, dominant parents as well, fame in some cases, but also social causes. But this is definitely a career situation or an ambition situation. And I don't want to just guess. I need certainty about this. And this possibly feels like where you're at. It's almost like you can't even get started in your own mind because you haven't got certainty about how things are going to pan out. You know they're not exciting you, but you also know that things have to change because there's indecisiveness, there's enemies lurking, and you suddenly have to be this, I mean, not suddenly, but I do feel like there's a quickness to this decision to be shrewd and resourceful to get out of this situation so that you can have this increase in material wealth or spiritual growth. It could be actually that your job is actually deterring you from your creative pursuits. If you have a job and then you have your creative pursuits and they're two separate systems, and you want to spend more time in this one, but this one is absolutely like taking over your life to the point where it could even be affecting your union and your marriage, if that relates, okay? But I do feel like you wish you could have more time. You wish you could undo time. And time is of the essence. It's like if I don't change something now, I'm going to be stuck in this for another, I heard 10 years, right? And I'm just going to keep getting knocked down. I just heard that Chumbawamba song. I get knocked down, but I get up again. All right, where's the blockage for pile number 2? Where is this blockage? That feels very blocked. Those 2 cards right there. 4 of Pentacles and 6 of Pentacles. You're really holding on to your money at the moment instead of wanting to be generous, and you wish you could be more generous with your time, that's for sure. Because the 4 of Pentacles is about saving, and then the 6 of Pentacles is about giving, okay? Clarify that message for me, please. They feel like they're blocked, though. They both wanted to almost come out like that, you know, in the blockage position, with the shuffling going on there. All right, we've got Judgment and the 5 of Swords in reverse. I'm going to pop these over here for a second. But if these are blocked, it feels like this is the indecisiveness, right? Of this barrel and this broken wheel. If I put them like this, it's like the wheel's going to break and then the barrel's going to hit you in the face. And like, it just feels quite messy. So you're wanting to be generous in your union. You're wanting to be generous in your creative pursuits because that's why we're here. And you've got the rainbow energy in the background here. It's in the background though, right? This creativity, this connection to self, this depth of exploring like universal creativity is what I'm hearing. A brand new day is what I'm hearing as well. It's blocked and it's in the background by this indecisiveness of trying to balance out finances for one, because these are 2 pentacle cards and this is an ambition and career card. Finances for one, but also I feel with quality time, okay? I really feel like you're holding back because you're not sure what to invest in next or what area of your life to put investment in, and whether that is monetary or whether it is time or love. It all needs a part of you. And this 5 of Swords in reverse and the Judgment in reverse, there's an unfinished lesson. I feel like you've potentially been in this situation before. But it is going to come to some kind of resolution because you have to cut something loose. With this 5 of Swords, it does feel like you need to walk away from an unfair fight and turn it around, like turn it into a fair fight. And this is where I think your shrewdness will meet the authority. It's almost like sometimes when someone's been quite brash and rude to you, and if you're quite a soft, empathetic person, if you just stand there and take it, they'll just keep going. Whereas if you kind of speak your truth and you say, actually, no, please stop there. What I need you to understand is X, Y, and Z. And you firmly, right? This sword energy is all about communication. And I think the judgment really is here too, because instead of having, I mean, it is in reverse. So I feel like you're having like self-loathing, self-doubt, like a lack of self-confidence. You're not trusting the universe. You're not trusting your intuition. You're ignoring the signs, but like, you know that. I do feel like you are soon going to come to the realization that to save money so that you can give generously and receive generously, your creative unblockage, right? To receive ideas generously, to share your wealth, to share gratitude, to share community, and to come out of this like frugality kind of mindset where things are scarce and like you just feel like you're clutching at straws. To move out of this, I think you are really realizing that you need to almost face fire with fire, and not in an impolite way. Remember how I said respectfully at the beginning with the fox coming out? There's something very like standing your ground, being very clear and assertive, and just cutting something loose. It's almost like if you've got like I don't know the terminology, but say you've got like a ribbon, right? And it's you're being led up this mountain or being led down a garden path, right? In a good way, it's like taking you on a journey. It's give me Wizard of Oz vibes at the minute. And this ribbon is guiding you in the right direction, but you come to a fork in the road and there's ribbon on all these other trees, and you're meant to follow these little crumbs, and you've been ignoring all of these ribbons. But now you get to cut some of these ribbons, and it's almost like a bungee cord where it just like lets a whole ton of like barrels of crap roll down the hill, right? And that dead weight is actually going to give you the momentum and the energy now, like, oh wow, I'm alive again, like like a kickstart to get up the hill. And to actually, when you get at the top of this hill and you have this recollection, right, this moment of reckoning with yourself, you look out across the vista and you just see everything for what it is, and you go, okay, eggs in this basket, that in that basket, love over here, time over here, and you can get a bird's eye view of what's going on here. I feel like the enemy working against you isn't just the authority and the baggage that is coming with that, with potentially the JOB, but potentially in other areas. That's up for you to differentiate here. I do feel like it's also in your head, or not in your head, but you're keeping yourself in the dark, right? The bat's being nocturnal. You're keeping yourself in the dark about your own awakening, about your own judgment, about your own visions, okay? Ooh, that got deep. How are they getting out of this situation? We did talk about cutting cords here. You might need to do a cutting cord meditation. Four of Cups, there's the four again. The fourth house does talk about roots and home, so it could have something to do with like balancing things out at home first. But fours are also about foundations and stability, manifestations, right? So you've got two fours here, Four of Pentacles and Four of Cups. Those two were in reverse. I'll just keep them there just so we can get the message clear. You've got the Emperor, someone who's really going to step into their leadership. Wait, which way was that meant to come out? I'm going to take it as reversed. I don't know if it did land like that, but stop clinging on to control is what the Emperor is trying to tell you here. I feel like you need to boss up in your divine masculine energy, okay? Not to say that a woman can't be like boss babe or whatever. And not to like, that sounded so like condescending. But I don't mean it like that. The term just irks me sometimes. I feel like you can be a boss woman if you are a woman, take this as emperor or empress, right? Someone who is in control of their creativity, someone who is like really like, I'm taking charge. If I want this to become something that is going to turn this situation around for me, if I'm going to make money from my art, not be a starving artist, or not be a closeted artist, okay, there's something closeted about this. If I'm ever going to have the satisfaction of reaching the top of this mountain, I need to change things. It is up to me. No one is coming to save you here. And newsflash, like, that we all have to go through that. But I do feel like when you do this, you're increasing your material wealth and spiritual growth in a big way. You don't want these karmic cycles of, because jobs can be karmic cycles as well. It can feel like unwelcome change at first, right? It can feel like someone made the decision on your behalf. If you're getting let off or something like that, or if you're getting like more work put on your plate and you didn't ask for it, there's something about you that needs to become shrewd respectfully, right? The Emperor energy is divine masculine energy. And this is about structure and authority and facing the authority with your inner authority, okay? It's having focus and discipline to create that stability that you want from these two turning around and from the Wheel of Fortune turning around to bring you the good luck. If you do not, you will stay in this period of unfulfillment, past resentments, remorse, regret, discontent, right? The Four of Cups knows that there is this opportunity to level up here. There really is this fight inside of you in the nicest possible way. There's a fire inside of you. The Emperor is Mars energy. It's Aries energy, okay? Is it Aries energy? Yes, Aries energy. It's passionate. It's ambitious. This is a cardinal sign. And the Four of Cups does acknowledge, look, here's your Ace of Cups. Here's this brand new cup overfloweth of creativity, of emotional fulfillment, of just satisfaction. But I have to stop being like a... I'm saying this with love. I'm a Cancer, okay? So stop being a Suki Lala about this situation and put on, because Cancer is cardinal energy as well. Aries is cardinal energy. You can create change for yourself. You have a inner strength that not all the other signs have, okay? And it's almost like you're graduating from this unbothered, well, not unbothered, but bored, disillusioned, apathetic kind of existence to one that goes, no more. I'm saying no to the things that are not important so I can say yes to the things that are. Wow. Okay. You don't want to miss this opportunity, because I do feel like there's going to be a sense of real melancholy within your life if you do not. Okay, let's see what's at the bottom of the deck. The Hierophant. Yeah. Tap into your spiritual wisdom. I feel like that was self-talk, you know, with me saying like, Suki Lala, I think that your self-talk has kept you stuck for a very long time. And you need to be like the goldfish and swim and be happier with your life. Obviously, easier said than done. There's a lot that needs to happen to make this, or it might just be, and when I say a lot, it might be one thing, but it's going to take a lot of willpower, okay? It's going to take a lot of like gumption. It's almost like I'm seeing you zip yourself up from your feet to the top of your head. It's like, I am a confident person, and you zip yourself up and you're like, I walk in that door, I face the authority, and I start scheduling and setting myself more balance. I start setting myself a higher level of peace. Okay, the Hierophant is talking about knowledge, belief systems, education, traditions, conventions, spiritual wisdom. Just a very powerful card, and it is card number 5. And the 5th house is all about self-expression, passion, play, creativity. Okay, but the 5s are about conflict, change, and instability. So things might be difficult before they tap you into the education of a lifetime through your creative pursuits. the education of a lifetime. And you know that you're going to actually take a very business-minded kind of state of being and turn it into a spiritual ascension and turn it into something that has a ripple effect. I'm feeling like a legacy is to be left here. And this is you climbing this mountain, okay? This is you being able to be generous. And generous not just with others, but with yourself as well. Where is the inspiration for pile number 2 going to be coming from to gather this strength? Where is the inspiration coming from to gather this strength for pile number 2? I'm going to take that and another one. Ooh, chatty. Positivity, the marigold, possibly dreaming. I'm also hearing like if you close your eyes and like turn your face to the sun, you will have daydreams. One of my favorite sayings is to be a daydream believer so that you can be a life by design achiever, okay? And that's just something that I've like made for myself or lived for myself. Be a daydream believer so you can be a life by design achiever. Okay, that's taking the Emperor energy, matching with the Hierophant energy and going, do you know what? I need to like boss up my life so that I can create room for play. And that positive message is going to come through to you when you turn your face to the sun. There's Leo energy here too, so it's confident and creative. I feel like you're really getting juiced up about your creativity. You just now need to create the space and the time for it to happen. And this is 4 energy, okay? So again, the 4th house talking about home. Something needs to, it also has to do with like ancestry, nurturing, mother energy, family, stuff like that. But manifestations, foundations, and stability. So think positive so that you can get this like foundation set, okay? We have card number 11. And this is Cancer energy. It feels like some candle magic here by the moonlight. And this is talking about transition. Then transition is going to be dense, right? A cauliflower is a dense vegetable. I'm going to read the back. When the flower blooms, the bees become uninvited. Okay, so you're going to be having your own party here. You're not going to need, once you create what you can create with your creativity, you're not going to need this authority in your life anymore anyway. You possibly might not even need the job, and you're having a lot of positivity about that. It's a dense realization, and there's a lot to do, or there's one thing you need to do that's going to take a lot of courage to do, but you can do it. Okay, this transition phase might be dense, but you're going to make it happen. Stimulation, this is the chili. And card number 18. Again, you've got Aries energy here, and it's passionate and ambitious. Like, you know when you get a taste of chili on your tongue? Like, you've just got it, like, I'm alive. You're being stimulated in so many ways to be more passionate, to undertake this transition, okay? So look out for those signs. Don't deny yourself the signs. Stop ignoring the signs. Your Judgment card was upside down, was in reverse. Stop ignoring the signs and actually use them as proof of what can come. What can come from this transition. You have the ideas. Have you ever read the book Big Magic by, is it Rebecca Gilbert? Gilbert. The Gilbert lady. Read Big Magic. She did Eat, Pray, Love. Big Magic talks about having an idea and having all of these ideas and respecting them. They need time and energy and the right soil and the right toil to grow. If not, pass them on so someone else can have them. Or what you're going to see is someone else living out your dream life, living out your ideas that you had, and you'll be like, that was my idea. Don't let this pass you by. I'm actually going to go straight into your abstract encouraging advice here. What is pile 2's abstract encouraging advice? These are like little museum cards. I might get one more. They're very cool. Oh, wow. Okay. Like I said, chatty, you got a lot of ideas. Okay. Stop someone. Give this person a guided tour. Ooh. Guided tour, anyone? Interesting. Are you going to Yosemite? Because that looks like a Yosemite to me. Collect titles. Let them tell you the story. is this titles of books, of education, of... Are you sick of collecting authoritative titles like positions at work, and you actually are just like, none of that matters? Ask someone to tell you a story about art, a memory, a fairy tale, or a poem. Interesting. Sharing ideas, being generous with ideas. Choose a piece of art and look at it until you see something new. Your life. I just heard the word mate. Okay, so my spirit guides are a bit cheeky. Your life, mate. There's something like quite aggressive behind your message, and in a fun way, where it's almost like your best friend going, mate, like she's not worth it, like that kind of vibe. Wow, that's interesting. But choose a piece of art, look at it until you see something new. You need to reimagine how this is going to find balance. And as I say that, imagine the exhibition as a journey. Figure out where it leads you. Your life is your art, as I always say. I hope this was inspiring. I hope this is making you decide to move with your manifestations, pile number 2, because you have the power to change this. The world needs what you have got, okay? Good luck. Let me know if this resonated in the comments below, and I will see you in the next one. Bye. Welcome, pile number 3. This is your reading all about how to unblock your creativity. I've already pulled some cards for you. These are just going to give us a bit of an overview of the situation. So I've got Sagittarius, expand, card number 9. 9th house is about spirituality, philosophy, seeking expansion. Can talk about travel, legal issues, and higher education as well, okay? But 9s are talking about fulfillment and fruition. Sometimes attachment as well. And Sagittarius energy is intelligent and adventurous, okay? So I feel like there's this desire for you to shoot your shot, and that might mean movement in a new direction. It's definitely you're wanting to expand your creativity, expand your practice, expand possibly your reach. I just heard. So are you on social media here? Okay. December could be important, as could September. Okay. You've got date, meeting someone new, dating, getting back out there, plan, set a date. Yeah. Is there a goal that you're wanting to come to fruition with that 9 energy? And so you know you have to expand in order to get there. Are you expanding your medium, or are you expanding your reach? There's maybe both. There's something like growing in numbers, and it either looks like a full table or like a city view to me. Something just looking fuller, right? So you might have a date to achieve a certain thing. You've got the Phoenix here, new phase, rekindle, renew, transformation, growth, and changed mind. Are you the Phoenix rising from the ashes of what was, and therefore you've set this big goal for yourself? Okay, you've got door, opportunities are waiting for you. You know this, absolutely. Dolphin, financial gain, usually coming from something you did in the past, right? Create it once and then keep making money from it. This feels like a print, or it feels like music with royalties or something like that. I just heard kickback as well with the dolphin fin, just something like kickback. A tulip, great passion. You have it. I just heard in spades. In spades, great passion. You might be quite sensual too with this tulip. It just gives me very like sensual vibes. Wreath, sorrow over a loss. This is what makes me feel the ashes quite a lot as well. Potentially like actual ashes, and I'm sorry in advance. Or I'm sorry post, I should say. Okay. Something burned. Something burned. Okay, I'm going to leave that there because that's very sensitive. But it may not have been a actual like death, but it could have been a loss in another way, in a material way as well, is what I can gather from that one. This is why I'm feeling like you need to expand, and you feel like you need to expand, and you have limited shots to shoot. Okay, and it's like almost like, well, now I have to. It's like you need to walk over a new threshold. I'm hearing like a new house, but it's freshly built, or you're building a new house, or you've taken yourself to a new city, and there's a new door. There's new friends to be made. There's great passion and inspiration to come from this place. And I feel there's a December reference again with this wreath. Okay, so possibly if you're someone that celebrates Christmas, you're putting a wreath on the door as celebration for, and it's coming full circle. Something's coming back around again. I've got the Page of Wands, and I haven't even shuffled the deck. So adventure, excitement, fresh ideas. It's definitely that Sagittarius kind of energy coming through there, of discovery, of limitless potential. All right. So where is this blockage coming from for pile number 3 in their creative pursuits? Ace of Wands. Is there too many ideas? Like, Ace of Wands is talking about a lot of ideas, a lot of energy, a lot of enthusiasm, a lot of creative sparks. It's all the fire signs, right? So it does feel like you've got the 3 of Swords next to it, which speaks of that heartache that was coming through. I just actually feel like a little bit like ill thinking about that. So something really hurt you here. I'm going to use the word trauma here that needs to be processed and healed. However, I really feel like you've got so many ideas because you've got a blank slate, because you've got a blank canvas, because you've got dirt. Okay, I just heard buy dirt. Okay, that's that, I don't know, country song, buy dirt. Yeah. Where is this blockage? We need a bit more information. Queen of Swords. Independence. Intellectuality. Good word, Sam. Usually direct communication. I'm really struggling to... Do you have a lot of ideas, but your heart isn't able to, like, speak them into being? Is there something to do with... is there something to do with music? Is there something to do with singing? Or do you use your voice? Do you read audiobooks? Like, is that your job? Are you a voiceover artist? There's something that you're using your voice for. Direct communication, clear boundaries, right? This is someone who has a lot of ideas, but the sword that is normally wielded to speak the ideas is busy crushing your, like, not crushing the ideas, but crushing the vessel, right? The swords are straight through the heart there. And I know that's a very traumatic image if you've been through some stuff. It's just not allowing. I mean, I was also drawn to the crows, kind of vultures are coming for those ideas if you don't step back into that power, right? The queen is coming from a powerful position. This is Libra too, because she's coming from a loving energy. She's a cardinal sign too, someone that can create change for themselves. Venus, she's charming, she's diplomatic, but she's a queen, she's in her power. But there's a need to have balance again, so that your ideas have a flow through. There's something dusty about this. Again, the dirt and the ash reference. It just feels like there's a blockage and it needs water. I'm hearing like tears or river or flowing. There's a need to like flush the system out. This could be talking about your physical body, and therefore your creative ideas are blocked inside. Like, we hold emotions in our body and they can like appear as physical symptoms to alert us to something that is going on, right? And I feel like if your body or your voice or something like that, and this is Libra energy as well, actually, is that if that's your vessel, then your emotions are blocking it from trumpeting, right? If it's just blocking the sound from coming out. You may need some sound healing, and that might put you in a meditative state that expands your awareness, okay? And that you might actually get a lot of like answers and spiritual downloads, whether you believe in spiritual downloads or not. I feel like it's like, you know, that your gut instinct, and there's something guttural about this. There's something heart chakra centered about this. It's self-acceptance kind of chakra. It's just needs to be healed so that you can hear your own voice again. The Chariot at the bottom, action, success, forward movement, aligning like this and that, aligning to parts of yourself, aligning someone who has experienced pain and suffering, and someone who is someone that is usually quite positive, with full of ideas and full of zest for life. It's bringing them in alignment. They don't have to like merge into the one, but I do feel like they're right next to each other, and you're creating this balance so that that chariot can take off, right? So that chariot can walk through the threshold of this new door, this new opportunity. And this great passion is going to come through as a result. It feels like you're winning a race with the chariot there. Take that how it resonates, but I do feel like you understand this, and you're actually giving yourself a deadline. You're giving yourself a timeline, a period of time to which you can achieve the expansion. So why is the block here? Why is the block here? The Hermit. It's teaching you to just have a minute. Okay, when I was shuffling this before your pile started, I saw the Four of Swords, and it really caught my attention. And normally things that fly out while I'm just pre-shuffling don't, but it caught my attention. And that was talking about rest and rejuvenation, and the need to like kind of take 5. And the Hermit is talking about like turning inward and processing. I feel like if you don't process this, you can live on like the fuel of inspiration alone, but I do feel it may burn out quickly, right? This wand is going to burn down quite quickly unless it becomes like almost like a blue flame, something that is super hot, but it's almost like the wand will become protected by the blue flame. It's eternally lit is what I feel. There's no risk of it burning completely out. Okay, so I think there's a call here to really heal from something, and through this you're having like spiritual illumination. Like I said, you're having this soul searching moment. It may mean that you are alone for a period, and you may need to like travel alone, go on an adventure alone. It doesn't necessarily mean locking yourself away. It's just a withdrawal from something or someone and taking that rest period. It may be that you actually take a trip away, right? Just a rest period on a beach or a desert or something like that. Just having a moment where you can reconnect. I do feel like it has something to do with the ocean because of this sunset and the dolphin energy though. And I feel like you might even hear news about something that you did in the past finally like ticking over or getting approval that then brings in some income. And that almost like it comes like a cycle. It just feels like the Wheel of Fortune is in your cards here somewhere. It just feels like something's been pushed around finally, or you know, one of those like spinning wheels. It's like finally someone like had enough momentum to push it, and it's like gonna land on like, what sector is it gonna land on today? And that's all your ideas. The spinning wheel has got all your ideas all over it, like the Wheel of Fortune, you know. And it's just like, pick your idea today. And I think things are really going to start to pick up momentum after you have this moment of really tapping into what's important here. This is, the Hermit is Virgo energy, so it does ask you to just be resourceful with what you have, but resourceful with your emotions at the moment, because you don't want to overextend that voice or that body, or overextend those ideas and burn yourself out too soon. The Strength is at the bottom, Leo energy. So you've got 2 major arcana cards here in the why are you blocked position, asking for you to have self-love, self-respect, unconditional love for self, courage, inner stillness too, okay? So I'm going to take that one. And then you've got the ones at the bottom. Like I said, a lot of things are going to start happening after you have this. Take the strength, or take the time to rebuild your strength and rebuild your soul. I heard heart as well. So how are you getting out of this funk? Well, that's that, aren't you? How are you getting out of this funk? Let's get some advice on that rest and rejuvenation period before we go any further. I'm mixing things up for you guys. Liberation. Ooh. Yeah, this does feel like a little bit of a trip. Look how like green that feels. Are you going to the tropics? Are you going to Bali? The doubts and fears still come up. You don't believe anymore that they're you. Whew. I'm hearing like shedding your skin. And dragonflies, aren't they very spiritual creatures? Or their mythology is quite spiritual messages. But they flit, right? They flit quite nervously, and then they're gone. And then they flit and they're gone. So you don't want to just have that nervous direction of ideas kind of shooting in all directions. You want to channel it, okay? And that makes it stable, and that makes it's still fun and creative. We don't want to put too many barriers on your creativity, of course. This is setting free your nervous system, I feel. This is liberating your nervous system so that you can, I heard articulate. So again, it feels like a voice. Articulate your ideas well, okay? Take that trip, take that time to liberate yourself from anything that is binding you. The doubts and fears, okay? They're not you anymore. This old you is rising from the ashes. 3 of Cups, celebrations, friendships, collaborations, community. Shared joy, a place of shared joy as well. So this is your advice, is to, although you're hermiting and you're building strength, it's okay to go and have drinks with friends and just feel like, let your hair down and feel this liberated period again. Yeah, that's really hitting. That just feels very like you've got the support around you. Don't deny yourself the support, okay? All right, let's look at what other sources of inspiration do you need to look at to unblock this creativity. What other, wow. Happiness. I heard gratitude as well. Strength again. Card number 19 with the fennel. Very strong flavor, right? And then you've got the Virgo energy again as well. And that's 10. 1 and 9 is 10. So it does feel like something coming full circle. Something like coming into completion. The happiness, it feels like, I mean, look at that. It does look like an old school wine bottle, or like a little, some spirits, right? And whether you want to take that as like, go and have a drink with friends, or there's message in a bottle here. There's a message in a bottle. It gives me ocean vibes, but it also gives me like, there's a lubrication to your liberation that could potentially like push you into the realm of hearing your higher self, okay? If you want to call it, if you don't want to tap into spirit or spirits as such, I feel like you're tapping into like your higher self voice, and you'll get downloads about that. But there's a sense of happiness that will bring this to you, okay? Wow, very interesting. You got the Gemini energy here too. So again, talking with friends, having like partnerships, tapping into your partnerships. There might be something that needs to be said or said to self, okay, with the sword energy on that one as well. The 1 and the 5 is the 6. It's harmonious connections as well. It does talk about generosity and wealth and wellness and being of service, but also perhaps getting served, okay? Like in a nice way, like someone serving you. It's cooperation and it's healing as well. So there's healing through you, and that I put that right over your heart there too. So healing your heart is giving you a lot of happiness that then is able to channel. And I'm really hearing the word channel a lot for you guys. It's like you open the door and it's like you know how on a movie, like the doors open and the light shoots through, kind of like in the background of that Ace of Wands. The light shoots through the door, and it's like the angels start singing. But are you the angel, or is music part of it? There's just something to do with your voice. It feels like as the door opens, it's like, oh, really that moment. But it's healing your heart space too, because if you think of your heart like a door, I feel like it's the door to all of your expression being like released like a waterfall. And I heard Niagara. Okay, so shout out to my Canadians. All right, let's get some encouraging abstract advice to finish up for you, pile 3. These are cards from an exhibition that give quite quirky advice or quite quirky feedback activities. Oh, you got a lot. Okay. Imagine a walk through the rooms with Picasso, Monet, or Warhol. What would they tell you? Are these your friends? Are you hanging out with creative friends and you're actually like taking a walk on this vacation and you're just all speaking about ideas? You know, small minds talk about other people and interesting people talk about ideas. Exchange a memory about a painting for a dream about a sculpture. Interesting. Memories and dreams are going to become interwoven for you. This is, whether you like it or not, this is an ascension of some sort in your higher self or your connection to spirit. Follow someone through the rooms. Try to see art through his or her eyes. I feel like there's a respect given to the situation that was before through that card there. Choose a piece of art and imagine it as a postcard. What would you write on it and who would you send it to? Is there an idea there for you? Is that talking about vacation? Wow, how does this go? Whisper in someone's ear. This is a piece of art. This is a piece of art. Wow. You are a piece of art, pile 3, is what I'm really getting. Oh, you've got 2 on the floor. Make a drawing in the air. Place this drawing on top of another piece of art. Layering ideas, layering ideas. And I do feel there's a layering of like, there's a layering of new layers of yourself are being formed to then create the work that then opens doors, that then brings in this financial gain. Also the tulip, when it undoes, and I normally have like a set of tulips here, but I've changed them out. They've got little layers that they don't really ever fully bloom like the peonies or the English roses or anything like that. They stay quite tight. So I feel like this liberation gives you a sense of control over your ideas. It's not constricting, it's just control over your ideas so that they don't like fly away. It's almost like a dandelion would make them fly away, but a tulip keeps them sensually like interwoven. That's the word I'm looking for, interwoven. Look for a sad piece of art, an angry sculpture, or a happy painting. I feel like you're naming your emotions as you process them, and that can be extremely liberating. This one was the make a drawing in the air and place it on top of another piece of art. I do feel like you could be revisiting old work with that one as well and turning it into something else now that you have a new version of you to speak through it, okay? Speak through it is what I just heard there. Wow. This is, I feel like commending you on your courage here, pile 3. Your courage and your strength is what is going to liberate you from the past and push you into this state of expansion, expanded awareness and expansion of your work and your ideas, having a funnel to focus down. Okay, so let me know if this resonated in the comments below. Congratulations, all the best. I'll see you in my next one. Bye.